Okay. Says I'm live. So we just gonna keep on keeping on. So sorry for the delay. I'm not really good at the live stuff yet. I promise I'll get better. Don't be mad at me. All right, so Z, Sit Speak Your Truth is the name of my channel. And I created this channel because basically I left the States. I was very discouraged and had been probably since around that, very famous year of 2020 when everything went to hell in a handbasket. And I just really started spending a lot of time meditating and going within. And something told me that it was just time to leave for right now. Permanently, possibly, I don't know. But I just knew that it was time to go. And so I packed up and I left the U.S. in January of last year. I arrived January 15th. Prior to that, I had done a relocation tour to Panama, and I fell in love with it. It was a beautiful country, very scenic, beautiful, very welcoming people. It was quiet. It was laid back. It was sedate, not all the that you get from being in the U.S. I originate from Maryland. Maryland is a busy little state. For a state so small, it's got a lot going on. And it's like my nervous system was kind of like always, and I could not seem to find my quiet. I couldn't find my peace. A lot of that had to do with the fact that I had a lot going on at the time. I had a sick parent that was ill with cancer that I was taking care of full time. I had a full-time job. I had some semblance of a relationship. Just a lot. And people don't always jive, right, with how you think and how you see things. And it's okay. No judgment. We are all on, different paths, and our journeys sometimes overlap and intersect. But people will not always think the way that you do or see the world the way that you do. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's beauty in that. That's why we have so much diversity. That being said, I knew it was time to get the heck up out of Dodge. So I did just that. I didn't give myself a lot of time. I gave myself about 4 months. So I went on the tour in mid-September and I was in Panama in mid-January. And then my father had passed away probably about, I think in June of 2024, right before I went on the tour. And so my biggest responsibility, which was to my father, was now over. And I really wanted to give myself an opportunity to kind of decompress because my spirit was uneasy and my nervous system was on high alert all the time. And that's a very difficult and dangerous place to be in when your nervous system does not know how to release and rest. That causes a lot of issues. I think that's one of the reasons why people have issues of, stroke and high blood pressures, because their nervous system is always on high alert. You can't live like that, just forever, continuously. But it feels like that's kind of like how my life has unfolded. It's all good. But long story short, so once I got to Panama, I quit my job. I gave them my 2 weeks in November. And I started packing and I started, I already knew where I wanted to be. In Panama, we went to a lot of towns on the tour. The tour was about 8 days. I met a lot of fantastic people that I still connect with even now. Um, Sammy, Ben, Lisa, Dave, Brian, Brent, and we stay in touch, and some of them are already here, which is fantastic. So one good thing about doing a tour, I will tell you, if you're looking to relocate anywhere, is that you meet really good people, for the most part, because anyone that's looking to do something that you're looking to do, you are of a like mindset, right? And that's what we need to be around as we begin to kind of evolve and go through this process of whatever's happening on the planet right now, ascension or whatever you want to call it. It's really important to be around like-minded people. And that's what you'll find when you start searching, when you start seeking. Your tribe, as they say, will find you. So once I got to Panama, I promised myself that I was going to give myself 6 months to a year to just decompress. I had a lot of, honestly, without, going into a whole lot, I had a lot of pain I had to process. The loss of my father was huge for me for a lot of reasons. And, I don't know that I'll do a video about that. It's kind of personal, but that loss hit me way harder than I thought it would. And then, I left a job where there were really great people that I worked with, and I had friends there, and, I miss them dearly. I have a best friend that I don't see. We talk often, but, I haven't seen her since I left, and I miss her. And you just, I was processing a lot. And I was also, just, a lot of tower moments. If anyone is, into things of that nature, you know what I'm talking about. Just a lot of tower moments. And so it takes time to kind of work through that. So I got here, I found a little place. I got myself and Zeus, my dog, my little pit bull, situated. And I just began to kind of like decompress, taking long walks and going to the park and doing little hikes and finding waterfalls and just trying to reconnect. And I gave myself a year, I said 6 months to a year. I took the whole year. But after that point, I'm like, okay, now let's be for real, because I'm not one of the Trumps sitting on billions. And so now I need to look at how I'm going to earn income. I'm not yet retired, not old enough to retire. Well, it's not really about age. I don't have enough time in to retire. And so I'm like, okay, so now what am I going to do? And so honestly, I just said, Spirit, you give me some guidance. I don't know what direction I should be going in, but I know I need to start generating some income. So that's when I came across Legacy Builders. And Legacy Builders is just like, I came across it honestly in, I think it was March or maybe April. And, I saw this woman on YouTube and I did some research on her. So I'm looking, oh, yeah. Okay, well, she kept coming up in my feed and I'm watching her videos, and she's giving these testimonials, and then she starts sharing, how she's earning income. And then she starts sharing, her, how old she is, how, she wasn't really set up to retire, on and on and on. And, I came across it. I knew what she was talking about. I did a little research. I don't know. And so I just kind of like sat on it. Right. So this is during the time when I'm kind of going through like my decompression phase. I wasn't ready. I didn't feel like dealing with that. I didn't know. I just said, Spirit, let me know when it's time. So after a year, I'm saying it again, and Legacy Builders comes up again. And so she had, a free training she was offering. I said, well, let me go just see what it's about. I mean, I can't make a decision if I don't know what it's about, right? So I went to her training, and her training was specifically about how to create a free product, right? To get someone interested in a more maybe developed product that you had. And I found that thought interesting. I was like, well, that's interesting, because if you create something, and you see a lot of, these people on YouTube, and, I have this free blah, 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 blah. And then you go and, you enter your information, they give you this free, whatever it is. And then you take a look at it and you see if you can implement it, whatever. And then of course they have something else that comes along with it for a sale price, right? For a price. And so then I was thinking, I said, well, let me just see what it's about. So the training was over 3 days, and the training was free, and it was really comprehensive. Wendy Nolan, hats off to you. Really a comprehensive training about how to create a freebie and doing all this. And so then I said, okay. And then somebody in the chat that was talking to her was asking her about legacy builders. And I said, well, what is legacy builders, right? Because, I'm looking at this woman as she is the passion of profits. That's the kind of name of her channel and what she does. And so I said, well, what is legacy builders? And she was like, well, if you remember legacy builders, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, what is that? And so then I started doing some research. And so then she had like a link, and I said, well, let me see what this is about. So I read up on it, and I'm reading and I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, I said, so they give you digital products to sell, and then whatever you sell, you keep 100% profit. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Like, how you make money if you just, I said, nope. I said, that sounds scam alert, scam alert. That's exactly what I thought. But you know what? Sometimes we are so quick to write something off out of just not understanding. And oftentimes we think we know so much, and we can miss out because we do not take the time to get to understand fully what something is. And so before I brushed it off, I said, I'm just going to go see what this is all about. So I clicked her link, I entered my email information, and it sent me this link to watch this, I think it was maybe 15, 20-minute video. And this was by the owner, right? The woman who created, the Legacy Builders program, I guess, Michelle O'Neill. And so I'm watching, and she has this phenomenal energy. And, you can tell she's this cute little lady, and she's, blonde. She's got all this energy, and she's just smiling and da da da. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm going to think about it. So then, I started doing some more reading and thinking about it. Now, Legacy Builders is wonderful because Michelle has set it up in such a way that she makes it available to anyone that wants to learn. So if you want to learn about how to create digital products, if you want to be able to sell digital products, which she provides MRR, which is master resale rights, which means when you purchase from anyone the Legacy Builders program at any level, whether you come in and you get the $100 program or the top tier, $1,400, whatever it is that you decide to come in at, you have the right to sell it as your own product for infinity, and you have master resale rights. So every time someone buys the program from you, you get 100% of the profit. So when you come in at, for instance, say you were to buy, say you were to get the $300 tier, right? So each tier gives you more access to more and more. I mean, that's just how sales work. It's just how it's supposed to work. So if you come in at the $100, you're getting, the base. You come in at $300, you get access to a little more. You come in at $600, you get access to a little more. When you come in at $900, you get access to everything. And if you come in at the $1,400 tier, you get access to everything in English and Spanish. So you have 2 websites that are built for you, one in English, one in Spanish, and you can sell your products, right, online as your own products, and people can buy it from you, and then you get 100% profit. So if you have a $1,400 tier package that you can sell in English at $100, $300, $600, $900, $1,400, then you can also sell it in Spanish at the same, tiered rate. That's 10 streams of income that are automatic, that people can have access to, that you can provide them with the same knowledge that you are provided with. Now, why do I like Legacy Builders? A lot of reasons, but the main one is that she has created this system and an online platform where I, I can't even, I, I can't do it now. I'm going to try and do it next time, is to like actually go into my legacy builders and show you what it looks like, the community and everything. I'll figure out how to do that for next time. But you have all these programs, you have all these training classes, you have all of these lives, you have all of these different ways of learning information, right? And it's like you learn at your own pace. And so that's a wonderful thing, because now that I'm kind of like having been working a traditional job, I can like really go in and take my time and, go through the trainings. And if there's something I don't understand, I can just go back and just rewatch. If I have questions, I can jump into the community platform and I can post questions on the community board. People always respond. The community has over 60,000 members in it currently. There's always someone online, someone you always have access to. And the thing about the community that I love is that these people are working this program. And so we are one another's backup. We are each other's cheering section, right? We are each other's, technical department, so to speak. Now, they have a technical department. They are very responsive. I've had to use them a few times, and they've been able to grant me assistance and assist me in whatever my issue was. But the true gem for me is the community, because these are people that you log in, and some people are in there all the time, and you begin to recognize people. You give them, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? How this is going? I'm having a problem with X, Y, and Z. Anybody have any suggestions? Yeah, try da 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 da. Everyone is in there to learn and to grow and to earn. And one of the biggest questions that I've seen just from looking at other people's videos when they talk about legacy, people who are hesitant, or people who do not, who think it's too good to be true, is, you have 60,000 people, all those people are selling, how can, anyone make sales? Well, thank you for the question, but it's crazy on the face of it. There are 8 billion people on the planet. 5 billion of those 8 billion are on social media. Do you think 60,000 people really have the ability to get, to generate leads and sales from 5 billion people? You are going to connect with the people who you see yourself in. I'll be 58 this year. So I'm a bit older. So my community might be people, older people that see themselves in me, right? Someone who's in their 20s might not relate to me like that. They might, because I'm a little, off the cuff and a little weird sometimes. It's all good. But I'm just saying, everyone's personality is different. The way people explain information is going to be different. The way the experiences that people have had are going to be different. So different types of people are going to connect with different types of people. Everyone is not going to connect with you, and that's okay. That's why I say there is abundance for everyone. It won't be hard for you to find your tribe, especially if you're someone that may already be on social media just in kind of like a non-professional perspective. Like, you have an Instagram account, you have a TikTok account, you post, you do like little crazy memes, you show dinners out, you talk about where you're going, where you're vacationing, if you have a following, child, please, what are you waiting for? And if you don't, what are you waiting for? Because it is nothing to grow on places like, TikTok. Instagram is a little funny. I try and post on Instagram and TikTok, and YouTube is my main thing. But I got responses from TikTok much more rapidly than I did from that I am from Instagram. But it's okay. I still post content. I still respond. I still am present. So I'm not going to get into a whole lot today, because this is like my first live. I don't really think anybody's in here. It's all good. Like I told you, I don't give a rat's behind about that. I talk to myself all day long. But the takeaway that I want you to kind of understand is that how quickly the world is changing. And the job loss that I'm seeing on a daily basis is like absolutely blowing my mind. It's beyond concerning. AI is something that is so prevalent right now. It's never, ever, ever, ever going away. So from my perspective in looking at it, the best thing that I could do for myself is to learn as much about AI, digital marketing, and sales as I could, so that I could try to build something for myself that would be sustainable, that it has the ability to continuously grow, and that would allow me the freedom. And the reason why, one of the main reasons why I love digital marketing is because it's so easy to create something and just put the content out there, and you let the content do the work. I'm a new YouTube channel. I've been around a very short period of time. I think I'm rolling up on 3 months. I have, I think, 142 subscribers. I put out content every day. I specifically speak to women. I care about the financial security, stability of women. Because I come from a long line of women that have oftentimes had to do things on their own. And I've seen their struggles, and being an adult woman now, I understand the struggle. And we are oftentimes, especially if we are minority women, we are oftentimes overlooked and underestimated. You really shouldn't sleep on Black women. No offense to any other women out there, but you really shouldn't sleep on us. We have been through things, and we have seen things that, many people would not be able to pick themselves up and keep going every day. I'll put it at that. So, legacy builders and digital marketing allows you to take the knowledge and the skill sets and the experiences that life has given you, and can allow you to create and give you inspiration and give you tools where you can create digital products based upon your experiences, based upon your skill sets, based upon your knowledge that you can share with other people, and other people will pay you for that. That's the beautiful thing about it. Digital marketing and digital products right now is like the biggest thing out there. So many people are creating and earning, tens of thousands, 6 figures a month just selling digital products. So in my mind, it's like time to jump in, probably a little beyond time, but it's never too late to jump in and learn these skills, because in the future, these are going to be the only skills that matter. How well you know AI, how well you can give AI a prompt, how well you can take what you have up here and work with AI and create something that you can sell to someone else, that can help someone else and can benefit you with giving you money. Everything in life is about energy. I say it all the time. We're just exchanging one form of energy for another. I'm giving you knowledge that I have in a product as energy, and in exchange, you give me money as energy. It's all energy. It's all good. But we need to learn how to be independent of the system. Because as we've clearly seen, the system is not always going to be there. What happened to all those women and children that were on getting special services, from the government, getting Section 8, getting food stamps, getting what they needed because they were in a precarious predicament at that moment in time, and they shut that crap down. It was over a month, wasn't it? They shut it down. People weren't, and women were on TikTok and Instagram losing their crap because they didn't have money, or they're used to getting, $400 or $500 in assistance. And this month they only got, $120 in assistance. That's what happens when you have to depend on other people for your sustenance. It's just not a smart move. So the sooner I think that we realize that, and the sooner that we realize our capabilities, because I don't even think it's a matter of the fact that we don't realize it. We clearly see it every single day. But I think the issue is that we don't have the faith, or we don't believe that we have the knowledge or the skills that are necessary to be able to do something about it. And I'm here to tell you that is absolutely untrue. You do have the knowledge, you have the life experience, you have skill sets that you can share with other people. I don't care what your life path has been, you have that. And what you need to do is you need to begin to sit down and grab, pen and paper and, sit down and say, okay, what do I know? And what can I share with someone else that they might profit from? Sit down with Claude, or sit down with ChatGPT, or sit down with Gemini and just tell them, you know what? This has been my life experience over the past 40 years. These are the things that I've done. These are the things that I have accomplished. Look at all this and tell me, how I could create, a digital product, how I could help someone else. Do you see anything here? Child, as soon as I'm sitting in the seat, it's going to spit something out at you, something you probably didn't even think about. We need to hone our skills and learn to use those to make money. We don't have to go to a 9-to-5. We don't have to wait for someone to give us a paycheck. We don't have to wait for someone to, wait 2 weeks on money that they skipped us on last paycheck, but they're not going to cut us a new one. So we have to wait until the next 2 weeks to get our money. No, we're not doing that. We don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get paid minimum wage. You don't have to get paid $15, $16 an hour. And someone thinks that that's money, but that's not money when you're by yourself with 2 kids and you got rent, and you got a car note, you got car insurance, you got to get food, you got to have electricity, you got to pay for water, you got to, come on. We do not have to keep, begging for more. Just go get it. Once you have a system that you can have in place that will pay you around the clock, because when you're asleep, someone on the other side of the world is wide awake and they will come across your content, see what you have to offer, and pay you for it. That's easy money. Sometimes I think some of us are just hardwired into thinking that you have to work hard to get ahead. And that's absolutely not true. Because I promise you, half of the multimillionaires and the billionaires out there, they don't work hard to get money. They don't. You can't tell me they do. They don't. They just have systems in place. They know how to work their systems. And legacy builders will give you the system. The entire system. It is a built system in a box business. They will give everything to you. Everything from setting up your, getting the website set up, everything, your email funnel set up, everything that you need to ensure your success. It's a proven system. There are too many legacy builder community members that are out here killing it every single month, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, selling this program and selling their own digital products. That's all I got. I'm not going to beat a dead horse today. Like I said, this is my first live, and I'm getting ready to end this stream. So I sat up here and talked to myself, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I talk to myself all the time. So me, thank you for showing up. Me, thank you for listening. But I am going to go live, or try to go live, at least twice a week. At some point, people will pick up on the fact that I'm here, and I want people to come in, and I want women to ask me questions, and, maybe you have some ideas of what you can do, but you're not sure how you could go about it. Come talk to me. I don't know everything, but I know enough that I think I can help people. So if you have questions about legacy builders, drop me comments in the chat. If you happen to see this on a replay somewhere, I'm going to try and go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Around this time, I may push it back to like an evening time to try and get more people. But I really, I want to talk to women. Like I said, that is my passion. Legacy Builders there are tons of programs. You can pick whatever you want. I'm just telling you why I think legacy is just the absolute truest gem ever. And after just being in the program the first month and a half, I started creating my own digital product, which I have created, which is a emergency exit relocation guide for women that are looking to leave the U.S. And I actually have just redone the guide. I did the guide originally. The format was a little small. I don't really care for it, so I've just redone the guide, and I'm going to be switching that out with my new guide. So as soon as I have that done, I'll let you all know. It's like 75 pages. It is so comprehensive. But it really lists out all the things that you should be looking at and contemplating before making a move. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you want to learn more about Legacy Builders, I really implore you to check it out. The link will be in the description box of this live. It is SYT, S-Y-T, and then SpeakYourTruth.com, all one word. So I'll make sure I put that down there. Check out, go to Sit Speak Your Truth, check it out, watch the video. It's 15 minutes. We'll spend hours scrolling on a phone, but we won't take 15 or 20 minutes to invest in ourselves. Please invest in yourself, because nobody else is going to invest in you. So, you can either do nothing and a year from now, wake up in the same position that you're in right now, or you can take a chance on yourself and invest in yourself, just in the knowledge of knowing what a program is about. And then you can make a decision for yourself. And then maybe a year from now, your whole life could be completely different. So that's all I have for you, lovelies. I thank you for watching and sticking around. And I will see you all next Tuesday, either at 1 or at 7. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, you all have a great week. Much love.